Right, okay, so first things first, for each and every single style that I do, obviously start with freshly washed hair, and I'll link the products that I use at the moment below in the description box. So once I'm out of the shower, just give my hair a quick rub with the towel, and then I'm going to brush through it with a tangle teaser. Okay, once I'm all brushed through, there's a couple of products that I like to use. I don't go too product heavy on my hair, but one of them is this Incroyable Blow Dry. No idea if I've said that right, but it's by Kerastase, and it's basically a blow dry cream or lotion, and I just apply probably one pump of that now that I've got shorter hair, rub it in my hands, and then just run it through the lengths of my hair. This is a styling cream, so you can use it for anything, but I always put this in just through the lengths, and basically it reactivates with heat. So if you've styled your hair once already and your style loses its shape, you actually don't have to apply any more product because it reactivates with heat. So you could just go straighten it again with your straighteners and the product would do its job as it did in the first place. Right, so that's evenly distributed. Now I'm just going to give it a rough dry. Ta-da! Now, to avoid all of this fluffiness, you could use some oil on your hair, but I don't like to weigh mine down. I normally tend to go for a centre part, but I do occasionally do a slight side part. Right, so the first wand that I'm going to use is this one by Babyliss. It is the Boutique Soft Waves wand. It goes up to 210 degrees, and of course you can vary the temperature with these little switches down here. This one creates quite a nice soft curl, which you can brush through, and it leaves it with more of a wave. And to do this, I basically part my hair at the back and put it essentially in like two bunches to the front. And I don't believe in clips because I'm lazy, so what I tend to do is just leave it all and just take it piece by piece. I don't pin it back or clip it up. So I have these funny little fringe bits here, so I tend to do those first. Just section that piece off, place the wand above, and then wrap it round rather gingerly so I don't burn my fingers, and hold for a few seconds. I take sections for the rest of the hair, probably about this size, which is about an inch. And if you want to get a more natural look, what you can actually do is alternate the direction in which you're curling. I'm actually going to curl this piece the other direction. So rather than curling it over the top backwards, I curl it over the top forwards. I think you can kind of see what I mean rather than hear what I mean with that description. Now sometimes these curls can be a little bit springy, so what you can do when you start or when you release the curl is actually pull it just for a few seconds and then let it go. And I tend to find that that just makes the curl a little bit softer. So if I want a wave that's going to drop out and form more of a wave rather than a curl, then this is the wand that I use, and you'll see what I mean when we get to the end, because as I start to do this side of my hair, you'll see this side starts to drop slightly, and that's the effect that we're going for with this style. Right, so that's one side done, and as you can see, it has started to drop a little bit, but this is what I like. So this wand is only really good if you're not looking for something that's going to go super hot, and if you do want more of a wave rather than a curl. So now I'm going to start on the other side. So I'm literally just going to repeat the exact same process, but on this side of my hair. Right, I don't know why, but when I reach this side of my head, when I come to do the back bits, I can't do them over my head, I have to do them here. But this is the danger zone. I have burnt myself so many times doing this. And the bad thing is that it almost looks like a hickey because of where the burn is. Luckily, they haven't scarred, but they hurt like a biatch. There we go. Right, done. Now, as you can see, these front bits here on this side, when I did them first, they look like little piggy tails, like really tight, and you can see now that they've dropped out, and this side will start to drop out as well. But this is the effect essentially of just using the wand, and just by doing it one way and then the other way, and it just creates a slightly more natural looking wave. My secret weapon for all of the styles that I'm going to show you today is this stuff, and it's Bastiste XXL Plumping Powder. The texture it leaves in your hair, I don't know how to describe it. It's not sticky, but it's almost a bit chalky. I'm doing a terrible job of describing it, but anyway, you don't need a lot of this stuff. You literally just need a couple of taps. So I'm going to apply this just here, so almost at the root and a little bit down towards the mid-length. I'm now covered in the powder. I probably have more of the powder on my clothes than I do in my hair. And then all I do is give it a bit of a shake so that it distributes it through some of the other parts of my hair, or at least I think that's what it's doing. I don't know, this is my technique. You don't see this in the salons, do you? And then with the areas that's up by the roots, I do this, and it's actually really good for boosting your roots. And if you've got sort of very limp hair that doesn't have much volume, this stuff will be your saviour. It's better than any blow dry spray or root boosting spray that I have ever tried. And yeah, I think you can see it kind of gives you a bit more oomph. And the good thing about this stuff is that it doesn't drop out throughout the day. So if you're out and about and you feel like your hair's looking a bit flat, you can just go boom, and you've got a bit more volume. Not quite that much volume. We need to remove some of that volume. But yeah, there we go. Style number 1 done. Okay, on to style number 2. Now you might notice that my hair looks a little bit different today. So last night I had a shower and washed it, and then I left it to air dry. So this is what my hair looks like naturally dry without using a hairdryer. Right, so today's wand is this one by Toni & Guy. It is the Variable Control Ionic Curling Wand. It goes up to 230 degrees, so it is pretty hot, this one, so you do need to be really careful. And it does have this ionic function. I've got no idea what ionic even is. I always have it turned on. I literally have no idea what it does. And this wand I haven't actually used that much before. I actually used this wand whilst I was in Venice, and it created a really different curl. And when I was on Insta stories, you guys were like, oh my god, what have you used to curl your hair today? And I thought, really, you like this? Because it's a much tighter curl, as you will see in a minute. And actually, as the day went on, the curls didn't drop and the style actually grew on me. I'm going to do the exact same thing as I did yesterday. However, with this wand, what I do tend to do is curl it all in one direction. I don't do the alternating direction. I just want to add as well, today I've actually got no product in my hair whatsoever. I should probably put some sort of heat protection spray in there, but actually with this style I don't like too much product in the hair because it makes it feel really heavy. Obviously if you've got a different type of hair and you need the heat protection spray, then go for it, because this does go up to 230 degrees, which is super hot, but I'm not. Think what you will of that, but I'm going rogue. Right, now I don't hold this one in for as long as I did the first style, and I do pull every single strand on this, because if I didn't I would end up with some sort of jerry curl. I don't think that's a very good look. And I'm, as you can see, just leaving like quite a length at the end to stick out, just so that it gives it a little bit more texture. All the curls are going up and over the wand. I think you can kind of see already that this curl is a lot tighter and it doesn't drop like the first style. Also, this wand is a 24mm barrel, whereas yesterday's was a 34mm. So that was a bigger barrel, and that's why it creates more of a wave rather than a curl. Right, that was the last curl. The curl is much tighter and more defined, I think, to the one that I did previously. You can see it's got quite a lot of texture. Obviously it depends on the tones and the colours that run through your hair, but it's much better than this anyway. Right, now on to the next side. Right, I'm on the last sections again, which are those dreaded bits which I have to go near my neck. And this wand burns if it touches your skin big time. The curls are more defined, and I feel like this kind of curl is a little bit more done. So if you're like me and you like something to look a little bit messier, then I'm going to go and add a product or a couple of products in it now, just to scrunch it up and make it a little bit more scruffy and undone. Right, so just to give a little bit more volume and to separate the curls a bit more, what I do is throw my head upside down and just shake them out like a dog. Woo! Voluminous. Okay, right, so we've added a bit of volume and some air in there. Now I'm going to use this stuff, which I seem to love Bastisse. But this is a texturizing spray, and I love any product that says that it's going to give me texture, because I love textured hair. Now what I do is I simply just pull like some of the curls and I give like a quick spritz into all the individual pieces. So, of course you've got to do your hairspray face when you do this as well. Mine looks like this. That helps. I don't put too much, I just do a few quick blasts and then give that a little scruff up, and it just kind of adds a bit of texture to your hair, almost like a bit of a beachy look, just so that it doesn't look so perfect, because I'm not a fan of like super perfect hair. I know that this would start to kind of drop as the day goes on, so back to my trusty plumping powder, and again I'm just going to add a couple of taps. Woo! And there we go. So it looks a little bit less perfect now. You can just tweak it as you like. But there, that is style number 2. Right, on to style number 3, and today it is the GHD Classic Wave Wand, and this is from the Curve collection. And as you can see, this wand is different from the other two because it's an oval shape. So it's kind of like you've just got a normal wand and squashed it. And this is what creates the waves. This one was around about £100 and it is worth every single penny. If I were to choose one wand that I couldn't live without, it would be this one. Again, I've washed my hair, dried it with a hairdryer this time, so very much the same as I did in the first style. But what I've actually done is I have put a heat protector in, and it's a heat protector spray by Aussie, just because over the last 3 days, obviously my hair has undergone quite a lot of heat, so I thought it was probably best at the end now that I'm almost finished, to finally put some heat protector spray in. I wouldn't normally put some in because my shampoo does have a heat protector in it. This wand heats up really quickly. I think it's about 30 seconds it takes for this to heat up. And it also has an automatic shut off after half an hour if you haven't used it. I don't know how it knows if you haven't used it. Maybe it's got some sort of motion sensor in it. Same method as before, we're going over the top of the hair, and with this wand I am going to do the alternate direction because this wand actually creates a really nice beachy wave. This second piece here, I'm actually going to go the other way. Yeah. this wand goes up to 185 degrees, which actually isn't as hot as I thought it went up to. I thought it was one of the ones that went up to 200 and something, but it must be the ceramic coating on the barrel because the curls stay in so well. My favourite thing about this wand is day after curl hair. So essentially I'll leave this in for today and it will drop a little bit throughout the day, but then I'll sleep on it tonight, wake up tomorrow, and tomorrow's hair is the hair that I love, and I won't brush it either. I will just wake up, it will have dropped out a little bit, it will be a little bit messy, and that is like the perfect beach wave. And it was all going so well, and then I burnt myself. Enough moaning. That's one side done, and I hope you can see what I mean about it being a more zigzaggy wave rather than a defined curl. And this is the only wand that I've been able to find that can create this kind of style. Right, now I'm going to go onto this side, same process again, and then I'll show you guys what I finish off this look with. So you can see the difference already between this side and this side. Obviously this side has started to drop out, and you can see it does look a little bit more beachy, whereas this side looks obviously quite fresh. So I'm just going to rough it up a bit and then add in my product. So what I'm going to add in to this style is the Batiste, I actually said it right today, texturizing spray. So I'm going to give that a quick blast and then just ruffle it up again. I'm a big fan of all this zhuzhing and ruffling just to get that product through the rest of the length of the hair, and as you can see it starts to pull out the curl a little bit more, just makes it a little bit more natural looking. Onto the Batiste XXL plumping powder. I will always use this stuff. I even sometimes use this stuff if I just put some salt spray in my hair when I'm on holiday. And just for good measure, I'm going to do the tip your head upside down and shake it all about. Woo! And there we go, that's the last style. This one is the one that I have worn the most, and this one's probably the one that most of you comment on over on Instagram. So this is the end result and the method of how you create it. Right, there we go, 3 different styles with 3 different ones. I'd love to know which one is your favourite, which one you like the most. Hopefully you can tell a difference between them all, fingers crossed. I can tell a difference. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying what I'm putting out here into the world of YouTube, and I will see you next time.